Foreign editor at The Australian, Greg Sheridan. Greg, China understandably dominates, but a really very different approach when it comes to China from Singapore and other nations in Southeast Asia to what we might see from Australia or the United States, Greg.
Well, yes, Kieran, I think Singapore is very close to us, very, very close. So ASEAN is itself tremendously split on China. I mean, they've been working on this code of conduct since Adam was a boy. You know, that's not going to have any effect on anything. And they can't produce anything because they're so split. Several ASEAN states are strategic clients of China. Others blow hot and cold. A lot of ASEAN nations have a lot of trouble with their persecuting their ethnic Chinese minority. But I thought Lee Hsien Loong there gave a very, very impressive performance. He's the senior statesman of the region. He's been a tremendous friend of Australia. Now, Singapore is a tiny island amidst a sea of, not altogether friendly folks around it, but it still speaks great sense. So it's saying it supports the United Nations law of the sea. So you don't find Malaysia's Prime Minister saying that quite so much because that's very disagreeable to the Chinese. Strong emphasis on supporting freedom of navigation Singapore is traditionally a strong supporter of the US presence in the region. I think, if anything, they're tending to be a little more forward-leaning than we are at the moment. I'm a bit critical of the Albanese government. It won't mention the word China now except for that formula, we agree where we can, disagree where we must, and so on. But I thought that was a very fine performance from Lee Hsien Loong, and we're going to miss him. He's been a great friend of Australia, and he's not only completely in charge of Singapore, but he's a very big influence in ASEAN and his strategic view and ours. So there, one note for you, Kieran, he's going to welcome our nuclear subs. New Zealand says our nuclear subs can't go in their ports. So New Zealand's supposed to be our best friend. It won't allow our nuclear subs to go in their ports. Singapore welcomes them. Now, China, of course, is campaigning against AUKUS. So Singapore may be a little less declaratory here and there, but you can tell what side they're rooting for.